Once there lived a boy in a town. One day he came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful? Grandpa nodded and gazed and took boy with him to nearby nursery. To nursery, his grandpa bought two small plants and came back home. Then he planted one plant in a pot and keep it inside the house and planted another plant outside the house. What do you think? Which of these two plants will grow better in future? Grandfather asked the boy. Boy kept thinking for some time and then said, plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while plant outside is a risk of many things like strong sunlight, storm, rain, and animals. Grandfather smiled and said, let's see what happens in future. After that, boy lived from there. After 4 years, boy come to visit his grandfather again. When boy saw his grandfather, he asked him, Grandpa, last time I asked you a question, how to be successful in life, but you did not tell me anything, but this time you have to tell me. Grandfather smiled and said, sure, but first let's take a look at plant that we both feel your back. Saying this, grandfather took boy to place where he had planted small plant and a pot. They saw that the small plant had turned into a big plant. Then he took boy to look at the outside which they had planted outside. They saw that a big tree had grown after a small plant and branches spread far and wide, providing shade to foster. Now grandfather looked at boy and asked, tell me which plant grew more, which is more successful? Boy replied, the one we planted outside. But grandpa, how is it possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers, still it grew so big. Grandfather smiled and said, yes, plant outside had to face many things, but dealing with problem had its benefit too. Plant outside had freedom to spread its root as much as it wanted. Problem like storm and heavy rain made its root even stronger. Today it's so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it, while the plant we planted inside remained small and it's weak too because it did not withstand heavy storm, rain, and strong sunlight. Then grandfather looked at his grandson and said, my son, always remember that unless you struggle in life, unless you go through difficulty, you too will not be able to achieve success in your life. If you will make comfortable choice, then you will not be able to grow as you can. And if you are ready to struggle and go through difficulty, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Therefore, never think of problem as harder, but think of them as stepping stone towards success. Boy took a long breath and started looking at tree. The word of his grandfather were in honing in his mind. Obstacle which we consider as enemies in our life, the same obstacle make us stronger and more successful in our life.